Tim from North and South Homestead is here at Dollywood. And Storyteller Donny.
Yep. Rick and Sue. Yep.
Bracelets.
Oh.
Those are cute bracelets.
These are actually hair ties.
Oh, well, they make adorable bracelets.
Yeah, see, it's a kind of like a coil, but they said that it doesn't rip your hair like other hair ties, and so I just put them on, and then if I need them for a hair tie, I can put it in. Otherwise, it's just it looks cute on my wrist.
They do. They're very cute. I thought they were bracelets. Yeah, look at me, hot mess, sweaty like crazy.
Hi, Tom and Rhonda.
Million degrees. Hi, Tom. Hi, Rhonda.
Hi, Deb. 2 old people on the couch.
Hi.
Yeah, she got to come. She got to come to Dollywood. It's been a while, I think, since you've been here.
Yes, it's been 2 years since we got to come. Yeah, last year we had planned on coming, and then my mom was in the hospital, so we didn't get to come. And so this year we were really thrilled, but didn't find out that we were actually coming until late last night. So on the way here, I actually messaged Joy and I said, hey, we're on our way to Dollywood. We'll be there in about 2 hours and 51 minutes or something like that.
Yeah. Hi, Evelyn. Hi, Brian. I don't know who else said. Some people said hi.
Hello, Evelyn.
Yeah, I had told Fordman, who likes to meet everybody who comes to the area, you know.
Yeah, Kenny.
And I had said, if we had a little more notice, we could have gotten him over here to meet you. You know, have you ever met him in person yet?
No, I haven't, but I want to. He is such a sweetheart.
Yeah.
I just adore him.
Yeah.
I do.
He wants. I know he wants to meet you too, and so I said we didn't have enough notice.
Right. Well, like like I was telling you, I didn't know.
Yeah,
you know.
because she takes care of her mother, who needs a lot of medical and physical care. So, yeah, so she just found out in the morning, or late last night.
Yeah, yesterday evening.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then, even though she planned to come here, you know, sometimes those plans, if her mother's not doing well, can go awry, you know. So, anyway, so we're so happy to see her here. It's been a little while because we hadn't seen each other since prior, like over a year ago, right?
Right, yeah. Yeah, at the YouTube family reunion.
Yeah. Which was, what, a year and a half ago or something? I'm not sure, something like that. It was a while
Not this
ago.
past
It
May,
wasn't.
but the May before.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just a little over a year ago. Yeah.
So what all have you been doing here at Dollywood?
Well, not a lot. We've waited in line a lot today. It was really busy here earlier. We brought our son. He's 7. He was all excited about getting to come to Dollywood again. And so the first thing we always ride are the cars on the rails. You know, I can't never remember the name of them, but the old-timey cars on the rails. So he had to ride those twice. He had to drive. And then from there we went to the Rampage and got all wet. And so then from there, we walked around and rode this ride here. What's the name of that?
Do you know the name of the train
Fire
ride?
something chasing.
The train
Fire
ride?
chaser, is that it?
What's the name of the train ride? Right here, this train ride, this roller coaster train ride, that train ride.
Is that
Firehouse.
Fire chaser? Or
No, I don't think it's Fire Chaser. Fire something or other. I think it is Fire Chaser. Yeah. Blazing Fury is the other one. So that's Fire Chaser.
Oh yeah. After we rode the Rampage, then we rode the Blazing Fury twice, and so he had never rode in the back, and I told him, I said, listen, the best seat is the front seat or the very back seat. I said, but Daddy's gonna have to hang on to you in the back seat because it'll lift you right up off of that seat. So he loved it, and we got off, and he said, let's do it again. So there was no waiting. So we went around and we rode again. Then we came up here and rode this one, and this was his very first bigger roller coaster to ever ride. He'd only rode like the Blazing Fury before, and so he was a little nervous, you could tell. But then after we got off of it, he said, let's do it again. So we went around and got
how
right
old
back
is he
in line.
now?
He's 7.
7.
Yeah. And so we rode it again, and then we got something to eat. And then we walked over here, and that's when I got your text saying that you were on your way in.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, because I told her we have to go. I said we have to go somewhere to go live anyway. So if we, come over here, then we can just go
Have
live
you
with
eaten
her.
yet?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
We had $30 hot dogs.
We were thinking about the barbecue. We've been doing barbecue on Saturday nights. We were thinking about doing the
It's
barbecue
fine.
down
We'll
there.
just use. And
Hi,
so-
Scott.
Hi, Scott. So we were thinking about Tara because she's out there at the beach. Tara went to the beach.
Indiana Beach?
Yeah. So go ahead and tell them about your channel. Her channel is North and South Homestead.
Yes.
And so maybe Evelyn can put the channel in the chat in case anybody doesn't know her channel.
Joy's
Hold on
got
for the
me
train.
up close. Look at this. I'm a hot mess, sweat everywhere, hair. But she puts the camera right there, baby, right there.
Well, it's hard to hold the camera. We had to wait for the train to go by.
Yeah, it's North-N-South Homestead, and it's a homesteading channel. We homestead, we garden, we have critters out the yin yang, rabbits, ducks, chickens, goats, cows, gardening, and canning, preserving, all that kind of stuff. We do have a cabin up at the top of our property on the mountain, and we've been up there a couple of times and started to remodel it, but then it became snake season, and I'm terrified of snakes, so I ain't going up there till it gets cool again. So we'll have some videos up on that. Thank you, Evelyn, for posting the link. And we'll get back up there when it starts getting cooler and start working on it some more. So we want to do put it on Airbnb and make trails and stuff that people can hike and everything up through there. And the first people that gets to stay in it, the price to stay there is a little garden gnome and a little bitty fruit tree of some kind that'll grow in 6B. Because I want to plant the fruit tree somewhere up there so that eventually, when people come and stay, they can pick fruit on their little pipes and stuff that they take. And I'm just a sucker for gnomes. I think they're cute, so just want to set them here and there. Kind of like have it like a. You ever done those geocaching things?
No, but I know what it is.
Yeah, and kind of do that and put the gnomes around, and people can, bring a trinket to put in and take a trinket from
Can you
the
hear
box.
her over the train?
The train is loud.
Hi, Lake.
Hi, Lake.
Donnie's texting on his phone, so I don't know I can't tell who's all coming in.
Yeah, Lake, Diane
Yeah.
Phoenix,
Hi, Diane.
Ford Man.
Hey, Ford Man.
Hi, Kenny.
Thank you for tagging him, Ford Man.
Thanks, Ford Man.
But yeah, that's pretty much all that's been going on, other than taking care of my mom and trying to get stuff done around the homestead. We've got baby bunnies right now, and baby goats and a baby cow, and they keep busting through the fence. The bull does. Then we have to chase them in the yard, get them back in.
Hi, Charlie. So this baby is from your cow, and so you're having more offspring from your livestock.
Well, we had never had cows before, so we had bought 4 bottle babies, not knowing anything about raising cows. I do not suggest ever doing that.
Now, do you have those on video when you did that?
Yes.
Okay, so
when
she
they were
has.
babies. They were a week old when we got them.
Okay, so if you look back in her videos, she has bottle feeding these baby cows.
Yes, and then we raised them up. Well, we bought 4, but one of the babies, she was sick, and we lost her within a couple of days of having her. She was just already not doing well when we got her. And so the other 3 we raised, and then we named them. The girl, we ended up with 2 boys left and a girl. The girl we named Dazzle, which my mom named. And then the boys, they were going to eventually end up in the freezer. So their names were Outback for Outback Steakhouse and Texas for Texas Roadhouse. Now the baby that was just born is from Texas and Dazzle, and it's a little bull calf, and we named him Tips for sirloin tips. But yeah, we raised them up, and they don't really respect the fencing too much, and I think it's because they were bottle babies, because they, you know, our
They wanna come
kids
close
would
to you,
run
yeah.
and play and, you know, everything with them, and they don't show too much respect for that fence if they want out. And I'm like, I think that's what it is, because I see other people with one little teeny tiny strand of hot wire across the big old fence, and their cows will not cross it. But mine would just look at it and step right over. You know? But yeah, different things like that. We've got a lot of babies around. Oh, and we've got I think there's 6 baby chicks that just hatched out last week. So we've got little baby critters everywhere right now.
Hey, Spaceman, and tell them where you're from, Kentucky, and
yes.
your farm is up there in Kentucky.
Yes,
Scott,
Sevierville,
Scott,
Kentucky.
Kentucky.
Yes, southeastern Kentucky, real close to the Tennessee line. Yeah, and we're on 36 acres. Which may sound like a lot, but most of it is mountain and unusable, except for hiking. And that's about it.
But that makes it private, where you don't have
Yes.
close neighbors
Yes.
in that area.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
I am a country girl. I've lived in the city and I hated it.
Yeah.
I need space. You know, I need space to be able to do what I want to do and not be next door to people. And you know, I've been there in the cities. I've lived in the apartment with neighbors all around. You know, I've lived a little further out to where you still have neighbors real close. And no, I prefer space.
Yeah,
I'm a southern girl who was roots in farming. You know.
yeah.
I need that space.
My mom was raised on a farm. And she lives out in the country still and does her gardening and all that. Yeah.
I tell you what.
Hi, cruising scene.
When
Hi,
you-
Jim Spencer.
When you are having a bad day,
Hey, Spaceman.
you can go out in your garden and you can just have the most peaceful time out there. It is so relaxing. It is actually like therapy. So it is. It's a good way to calm your nerves and to just think about things, pray, whatever is bothering you. I mean, it's like therapy right in your backyard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think she does. You don't know somebody called Techno Hillbilly. No, he's a Kentucky channel. So, no, she doesn't know him. Hey, Jesus loves you, Kay. So, you've been having babies on the farm, and then other than, what are your next things that's going to be happening? Donny, I dropped Donny.
I'll get it.
Oh, we're always doing something. There's always something that needs built or repaired, or you know, something else that I want to get and add on to. Right now, I want to do an outdoor shower, because you're out there working, you get grass and stuff all over you, and I'm like, an outdoor shower would be so nice, so that all that grass doesn't go in my shower, and then you have to clean the shower out. You know?
Yeah.
Like hose down outside.
Yeah, my mom had, like, they had a shower in the basement, so you didn't even really have to go upstairs. You could just take everything right down there and, you know, get kind of like having a shower in a mud room or something.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what I want, because you know, I have a 7-year-old and he's a boy. He's rough and tough. He's in mud and dirt and everything all the time. He weed eats. He's got his own weed eater, and he weed eats his nana's land and his nana's yard and stuff, and ours every day. And so he's always got grass and stuff on him, and I'm like, we need that so bad.
Opened up a custom Harley shop selling parts for motorcycles.
Is that Laura? Hi, Laura.
Yeah, hi, Laura. Yeah, Charlie and Janice said they just opened up a lifelong dream, Easy Rider Cycles, selling parts and accessories and building custom choppers and bobbers, including the Easy Rider bikes.
Ah.
Hey, Warren Lewis.
Hi, Warren. But yeah, that's just always something to do, and then we homeschool on top of it, take care of my mom, and we also resell on eBay. So it's always listing more stuff there, mailing that stuff out and everything. So it's a busy life. I'm a busy kind of person.
So on your animals, you're not raising them like to sell or to share with anyone? It's for your own personal use?
It is for my own personal use, but we do sell some. Like the bunnies, a lot of times we'll sell them as pets and stuff. And the ducks, we've only sold a couple because I don't keep a lot of them. It's just something that I want to have around, but I don't really need. So, they're just kind of there.
Yeah.
And we don't sell chicken eggs or anything like that. If somebody needs some eggs, we'll give them to them because we've always got more than we need.
Right.
And now the goats, we got the goats because my son, he couldn't handle cow's milk. It really affected him really bad when he went from formula to cow's milk. So a friend of mine had a little girl the same age, and she was allergic to just about everything. And she put her on goat's milk, and she did fine. So I said, okay, that's what we're going to do. We're going to go get some goats. I had no idea how to milk a goat or anything else, but I learned it all, and that fixed his problem with the milk issue. So we breed them and have babies so that we stay in milk, and then we'll sell the babies that we're not planning on keeping, which is normally the boys. We normally keep the girls. And and the cows, we've only got one mama cow, and then the daddy cow, bull, and and heifer. So we're not breeding to sell to anybody else in that. It's just for our own personal uses and stuff. But yeah, that's about it. We'll sell some here and there, but it's mostly just for us.
Yeah. Hey, Redbird Farm, Brenda and Desiree. So do you do canning and all of that on your channel too?
Ma'am. Yes, ma'am. When you grow a big garden like we do, you got to do something with all that food.
Hi, Eddie. So on your channel, you
that.
teach the canning, or you just do it on the channel?
I have done some on there, but there's so many, and so many people that already show how to do it and everything that I think personally could tell you better, you know. And I just go by the blue book canning, and if you follow the directions there, you're not going to mess it up. So it's pretty simple. I have walked people through doing a couple of them, but then I just decided I'd rather just show what I did later, well, this is what I did today, and all this. But I have to tell you, I did watch this one video. It was talking about canning little smokies, and I said, oh, I love me some little smokies. I'm gonna try that. I did it. We cracked a jar open, and it was the awfulest thing I've ever tasted in my life.
Oh.
But my child and husband loved them. They said, those are so good, and I'm like, ooh, it tasted like burnt barbecue sauce to me. But I said, I would not can that anymore, but they loved it.
Hey, Eddie, how you doing?
So yeah, you never know. You never know what recipe somebody's gonna like and what somebody doesn't. But yeah, it's sometimes you have some fails.
Okay, thanks for coming in, Brian. He's gonna watch the rest of the video later. He's got to watch the Reds game.
Oh.
The sports, the sports fans.
Yeah. Well, I don't know the Reds. Is that Cincinnati Reds?
Yeah.
Is that baseball going on right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, see, that's how much I know Green Bay Packers and Dallas Cowboys. There you go. Chicago Bears. I know they're all football. That's it. But,
Have to watch where I point the camera. Yeah.
Let's see. One, keep an eye out for April. Second channel. But yeah, now I haven't posted a lot on my channel, and I actually do need to put some kind of video up there because everything has just been so crazy at our house and everything. We just haven't got around to doing it, but basically the garden is a mess. other things are a mess. So I didn't want to do a video showing all my downfalls right now.
Yeah. Well,
I'm
she's
human.
very busy taking care of her mom and her farm and everything. So it's really more, it's not really a homestead, it's a farm, really, isn't it?
Well, it is, but it isn't. It's 36 acres, but it's mostly mountain. It's Kentucky.
Yeah.
It's mostly mountain, so a lot of it is not useful other than, putting the goats out on it. Because they don't mind climbing mountains and stuff, but...
Hi, Michelle, Our Home, Our Life.
But, you could call it a farm, but we just call it a homestead because, we're not getting like 20 cows and, 50 goats and 200 chickens, although one time I did have about 200 chickens. And I said, whoa, what was I thinking?
Yeah.
So
I
we
think
narrowed that
technically she's probably a farm, even though she calls it homestead.
down. Yeah. Well,
She has enough on there to be a farm. I mean, my mom's was a farm, and she would raise, a steer for her own meat, and raise pigs for, her own meat and stuff, and have chickens and things like that. And she did a garden, so that was a farm to her.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, we call it both, but people are classified as a homestead because, we're not gung-ho in it like, okay, we're going to make a living off of this or, anything like that. But a homesteading, it means a lot of different things to a lot of different people. I think it can pretty much be just whatever fits your needs and, what your vision of it is. Where a farm, most people say, oh, you have a bunch of livestock or you grow fields and fields of corn and, they have a whole different idea like, okay, you have big tractors and stuff. We don't have a tractor. We need a tractor because then rolling them round bells by hand, phew, that ain't no joke. But we don't have one,
So she rolls the round bells by hand. Do you have that on video too?
Yes, we do. A total disaster. The guy at the farm where we buy the hay put it on our trailer the wrong way. Oh my goodness! And like, this is how not to roll a round bell by hand. But yeah, we were wore out. Sure, it was a hard job. But yeah, it's on there. It's more of a like, this is a funny video. Don't do it this way. Round bells, poor cows can't get a square meal. There you go. Our cows do sometimes. If we're out of round bells, we'll throw them a square bell. Then they break out of the fence. Yeah, just about every time. Give them a square bell, they're out of the fence. But oh goodness, I'm a sweaty mess.
Now, how far away are you from here?
About 2.5 hours. Yeah. Let's see, Knoxville is like 90 miles from us. Yeah, so we're like real close to the border of Tennessee and Kentucky. Yeah. We have like 90 miles one way, and then to get to like Knoxville, you go over Jellicoe Mountain and all that way into Knoxville, and then the other way is through Morristown, Tennessee. And so we've got it either way, and it takes about the same amount of time to get to the Tennessee line, no matter which way we go.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a park in Pineville, Kentucky. It's called Chained Rock. Have you ever been there? It's a nice little park and a nice little walk, and then you walk up and there's these big, huge rocks in there. They're put together by what I would assume is like anchor chain for big old ships, and I don't know who put it there. It's been there as long as I've been alive, and they call it Chained Rock. And if on a clear day, you can see 3 states from it. So you can see Kentucky, Tennessee, and Virginia.
And what's it called again?
Chained Rock.
Chained Rock. I went to somewhere where you could see a bunch of states. Hi, Shannon. A bunch of states, like from one spot, and Let me see. 7 states or something.
Wow.
I can't remember where that was. Does anyone know where that is? Where you can go somewhere and see 7 states from one spot?
I know where you can go to see 10 states from one spot. You know where that is?
Are you kidding?
Tennessee.
Tennessee. Yeah, that's a good one. Tennessee. Now we've been to the Forbidden Caverns here. That was really neat. Have y'all been there?
Is it smell like musty down there?
Not too horribly bad. And they have the lights and stuff all set up. It's not a huge cave, but it's pretty neat.
Because I have, I'm real careful with moldiness. You know?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then I probably wouldn't go there, just in case.
A lot of those places down in the caves, they're kind of moldy smelling.
Yeah.
Hi, Lila.
We're at Dollywood, Lila.
Yeah.
And Shannon.
We'll show you a little look around here for a second. That's the ride your son went on.
Yes.
And he just absolutely loved it. That was like his first bigger ride.
Yes. First big ride.
Mm-hmm.
What
And that's a
Is
train.
he off with Dad right now?
Yes. They went to go ride the Dollywood train, right?
Yes. Oh, he goes nuts over Cinderella. He has to ride Cinderella. And if they put Klondike Ike on there instead of Cinderella, he is upset. I don't like Klondike Ike as much. I want to ride Cinderella.
And that's the Tennessee tornado right there.
Yeah, when we got here, he heard the whistle to the train, and his mouth just dropped. His eyes got big, and I said, He says, I hope that's not Klondike Ike. I hope it's Cinderella.
Tennessee tornado
And
running again.
I said, it is Cinderella. I grew up hearing that whistle a million times. I said, that's Cinderella. He said, are you sure? I said, yes, it's Cinderella. The train went by, and he said, it is Cinderella. The train's name is Cinderella. There's two engines, Klondike Ike, which I think came from Alaska, wasn't it? And then Cinderella, I can't remember where she came from.
Alaska.
Alaska? Both came from
Cinderella
Alaska?
came from Alaska.
Okay, then where did Klondike Ike come from?
That one I don't
I'm
know.
not sure
Don't
where.
remember?
They
Yeah.
didn't recite the history of that one.
Ah,
Shannon said it was nice to see you. Desiree, thanks for coming in. She has to go. Lila said she's jelly you're at Dollywood.
hot mess and all, Lila. It's been a gazillion degrees out here, and I've sweat like crazy, been sprayed, been in water
96
rides.
degrees.
What? 96? Oh my goodness, it feels like 200.
Jesus Loves UK asked what you sell on eBay, and do you have a store on the channel?
I don't have a store. We do it right under our my eBay username, and oh my goodness, it is. How long have you been there, Kim? Just today, Shannon. It was right when eBay first started getting some traction, so it was many years ago. And at the time we had Arabian horses, and I had no idea what to name anything because I'd never had to name anything before like that. So it's Arabian Horse Passion, all put together. We are going to get a store and change the name of it, but that's what it is right now. And we sell a little bit of everything, mostly clothing, baseball caps, hats, just a variety of different things. Just anything that we see kind of neat, you know, and we resell it on there. So, yeah, that's what it is, and that's what we do. And it's a good way to bring in extra money, and you can do it from your house. You know, you don't have to go off somewhere and try to make some more money. It was 100 degrees in Louisville today. Oh, see, there you go. See, now
Everybody hit that like button. Thanks.
I live quite a ways from Louisville, but it has been extremely hot And just, I mean, we had a storm the other day. I don't know if you all got it here or not, but it seemed to not want to go away. The rain was pounding, thunder was just rumbling, and just like
Yeah,
it
we
just
did.
kept
We had
going.
thunder all night long.
Yeah, and lightning like
2
crazy.
nights ago, I think.
The power only went out long enough to mess all the clocks up in the house, but then it came right back on. So we didn't lose power for like, you know, any significant amount of time, maybe 5 seconds. And all, but oh man, it was just a massive storm. DM me, Kim, I have a lot to sell. I've never used eBay.
It's supposed to rain
it's very easy. Very, very
About
easy.
7:45, 7:45, it's going to rain here.
Ah, so see, y'all are getting rain too here soon tonight?
Look on the other app. Sometimes the weather app does not give you accurate.
Yeah. Yeah, we have the same problem too.
Hi, Robin.
Did y'all get the car fixed? Did y'all get your car fixed?
Oh, we're still working on the car. You know, the bug had a fender bender and they totaled it.
Right.
But we did not want to get rid of it. We did not want to get rid of it because it gets 40 miles to the gallon. It's a diesel. It's got a good engine. You know, it's like, and it runs where it just needs a little maintenance. You know, and of course it's a Volkswagen, so we posted a little video saying if anybody knows about how to fit, you know, little maintenance things that we can do to this, you know, bug to get it running better.
Because Eddie Stedman, here's my supper tonight.
Oh. There. This is, can you see it? This is Cousin Eddie's supper tonight. He's eating his own homegrown tomatoes. Those are the ones that are like different colored, you know? That kind. You know
I
what
have
that?
no idea. I only do the red.
Yeah. Anyway, he loves this kind with that different color. That's what he's eating.
I think Shannon said her sister, I think it was, sells on eBay too.
Okay. Hey, Ann, little Frenchie.
Hi, Ann.
Yeah, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, please hit the thumbs up.
Yeah, our car is, well, our newest car is my car. It's a little Toyota Yaris. It gets a great gas mileage too, but it's a 2008. And we keep the oil changed and everything like that regularly because I intend on driving this car until it just will not go anymore. You know? I look at the prices of new cars and I'm like, you could buy a starter home for that and have money coming in every month renting it out. I'm not paying that much money for a car. I'm going to take good care of mine.
Yeah.
You know, fix what needs fixed on it and drive.
I know.
You know, it's a Toyota. The body will go before the motor does.
Shannon has a
$80,000 for a car.
Shannon has a vehicle that she drives back and forth between her home and Roger at the campground wherever he stays. But then she's got another little small economical car for around, you know, like to save, you know, when she's home and she can run around in it and do all the things she needs to do. And so, yeah, having a little car gets a lot of miles is very, very, very valuable these days.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the one problem is though is if that's our main car. Is my car is the best car out of all of them. Mark's car is a Nissan, an Alta or Altima or something like
You're all
that.
staying for clothes tonight, right? With the drone.
No, she's not.
No, I only got like 30 minutes top sleep last night. I'm walking around like a zombie today. And when we got off this ride here after we ate, I said, Mark, I got to go sit down. Things are starting to spin. So yeah, I'll probably sleep the 2.5 hours home. But no, we're not going to stay that late. But
Well, it's only 2 more hours going to be done. In 1
Yeah.
hour it starts, and then in 2 hours, it's only 2 more hours.
right, which will be 4.5 by the time I get home and get to go to bed.
Yeah, it would be another.
It's 4.5 more
Where are you
hours.
going home at?
Huh?
You have to
Kentucky.
drive going
Yeah.
all the way home from the park?
Yeah.
That's not safe.
Well, Mark will be the one driving, not me. I can sleep.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, but it's one of those things where when I sleep in the car and he's driving, I say he's a horrible driver. He says I'm a horrible driver. And so we'll never agree on that. But if I'm sleeping and if he's one of those drivers where wherever he looks, that's which way he goes, you know. So if he's fiddling with the radio, he's going this way. You know, if he's looking at the mirror or something, then he's going to the left. And so if I hear those little rumble things or the reflectors click, click,
You're
click,
like going,
it wakes me up and I'm like, wake up! And he's like, I'm not asleep. But because I'm asleep, you know, then I think that he's going off the road or
But
something.
since you get to sleep as soon as you hit the road, don't let him miss the drone. Don't.
Yeah, well, you have to remember too that, you know, I have people
Have they ever
taking care of
seen
my mom
drones?
at home.
Have you seen drones before?
She has people taking care of her mom that she has to get.
Yeah, I have to
relieve
get back
them.
too,
Yeah.
so that they can go home. And we did tell them that we weren't going to stay until closing tonight. So
Yeah, Shannon said, it sure is great having an economical car. She said, I wouldn't trade my little car and the great gas mileage. You know? Yeah.
Well, Mark's car is a Nissan, but it's rusting out. My Toyota, it's fine, and his car is, I think,
Nissans
just
don't last as
a
long.
few years younger than,
They don't
older
last
than
as long
mine.
as a Toyota.
And his is rusting out. The muffler, his muffler's really loud and stuff. And so mine is the best one. So we make sure we keep it, you know, taken care of with the wheel changes and everything the right way. So yeah. How's my mom, Shannon? She has good days and she has bad days. It's about the same. Nothing really has changed. And you know, well, you've heard me say before, you know, the different things that goes on, and she's just about the same. Thankfully, nothing wrong to where she hasn't had to go back in the hospital since the last time. So I think that's pretty good. I'll take it.
Well,
It's a
we're praying
win.
that the devil doesn't cheat her out of the rest of her life and that she is completely recovered. And
That's
thank
right.
you, Lord. And we repent
Yes.
for anybody's mistake. And we thank you, Lord, for restoring that which was lost.
Yes.
Yeah.
In Jesus' name. Better than ever, every day.
Better than JC or Bristol.
Eddie said he's hoping for 8 to 9 miles per gallon in his Camaro. He's been rebuilding a Camaro,
Ah.
and then he also bought a Jeep. He's probably going to tinker with that a little bit.
Yeah, road trip.
32 miles to the gallon. I
So,
love her. I love
did
my
he come
little
on the line
Yaris.
now?
It's a little
Eddie
car,
is there.
and it makes it a little difficult when, you know, you're a
So you
family of
couldn't
3 or
send
more and
you
you're
a
trying to
picture
go on a
so you
trip.
could maybe
But
get
I
you
love
for
that little car. It did take me a while to get
Yeah,
used
are we
to
gonna go see him?
where the odometer and everything is, because instead of being where the steering wheel is, like normal cars, it's in the middle. So that took a little bit of getting used to. And if you're driving down the road, because it's so little in the way that it's made, if you roll down the back windows in it, it sounds like this horrible, horrible sound until you roll the windows back up. I mean, it'll actually
It
like
beats
hurt
against
your
your
ears.
ears.
Yeah,
My
it's like
HHR is like that. I can't roll the back windows down because it beats up against my ears.
Yeah. That's what mine does too. So
Yeah, I love my HHR. It's got a Toyota engine, even though it's a Chevrolet.
Ah.
Toyota engine, 195,000 miles, or 178,000. And I recommend an HHR. I do. Yeah, they got little problems, but Toyota engine,
It really.
great car, great little car. And I'm still getting 28 miles to the gallon, and it's a 2011. So, and I've never even had it tuned up.
I think that's what my nephew had, and I think the transmission went out or something, and I think he said something, or the heads or something, and he said whatever it was, he said was a very common thing for HHRs. I think
okay.
that's what it was.
Yeah, I'm real
Have y'all
blessed.
had any problems where you had to have head work done or transmission
I've
done?
had it over 125,000 miles, and all I've done is front wheel bearings and brakes.
Oh, well, good. Well,
Yep.
maybe it wasn't that he said. I thought it was.
Well, some of
Kind of
the
an old-fashioned looking car with a narrow front, but it's not a
yeah,
PT
but
Cruiser.
some of the HHRs, other than our
first-
year,
yeah.
had some issues, though,
Well,
right?
They stopped making it in 2011. The 2010 and the 2011 had the least amount of electrical problems, and they finally got the bugs worked out. and then they quit making it. It's like get the bugs worked out and then stop making it. So I don't recommend the earlier models, but a 9, 10, or 11 are supposed to be pretty good. And the front wheel bearings, they cost like $90 to replace and a couple $100 to put them in. And we've had to do that like 3 or 4 times now. But
Thanks for joining us, Spaceman. Everybody hit that thumbs up.
Thumbs up, thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
what's up?
But yeah, then
I
we
just hit mine.
have,
You want to?
we have
Why
an
don't you hold
old,
this?
I think it's a 2003
I think it's too
You
far
can
away
get
to be heard. sweetheart.
Oh, that's
Chevy, Chevy Blazer. And we use that as the farm
I
vehicle.
can hold it here though if you want.
So we use it just to
your
haul,
arm a rest.
wood or
Yeah, give my
hay or
arm a
something
rest.
like that. And it's in rough shape. I mean, the windshield wipers quit working on it. The neighbor's horses got out and busted the driver's mirror off of it. You cannot leave the keys in it if you stop because sometimes it just locks itself. I mean, this thing has a lot of issues, but it still works just fine to go get hay and bring it back home. So we said, well, we'll keep this for as long as it'll run, because that's all we just
It
keep
starts and it
PLPD
stops.
insurance on it because all we use it for is to go get hay, or maybe if we need some T-posts, we'll use it to go get T-posts from Tractor Supply.
Yep.
And
If it
Hi,
starts
Darcy.
and it stops, it's
right,
okay.
yeah. But I said, you always gotta watch the weather if we need hay. Because you can't go if it's raining because there's no windshield wipers.
Darcy wants to know what's your favorite ride at Dollywood.
My favorite ride will now and forever be the Blazing Fury. I have loved it since I was a kid. It's a fun little roller coaster. I always have a good time on it. I know just about every word. And, because it talks as you're going through it and stuff. But yeah, that's my favorite ride here.
Shannon wanted to know how often you come to Dollywood. Now, like prior to this year, because this year has been a struggle.
Right.
But prior.
This past year, yeah, and the year before that, we haven't been here much, but we usually get season passes. We come enough that it's worth season
Yeah,
passes.
it's only 2 hours away.
Right, yeah, because we can make we make a weekend out of it and stuff, and because we're so close, we don't have to spend money on hotels and stuff. We can just drive on home. Because park usually closes, 9 o'clock on most days or something like that? Or
Yeah, in the
is it
summertime it'll close about 9. Yeah.
Yeah, and so see, there's still plenty of time to drive home 2.5 hours from here without having to get a hotel and stuff. And we got swimming pool and stuff at the house, so just going
Your
home,
own
save all the
splash
home.
country.
Yeah, on Splash Country.
Well, then she showed on video. She's got on video too, where she made a swimming pool out of baling hay.
Hay bales.
Hay
yes.
bales.
A redneck swimming
Not
pool.
the round ones, but the
The rectangle
rectangles.
one. And you just threw a liner
Bells.
over them.
Well, you have to
For
put.
her little one, because
Yes.
they didn't want her little one in the regular pool by himself. So this was something she made.
Yeah.
So if
What would you use for the liner?
What you do is
Old shower
however
curtain?
big you want. No, it has to be big. However big you want it. Like you can make a soaking pool and stuff for you all, and just go in and cool down, sit there with some drinks, listen to some music, talk, put some little fairy lights or something outside, to make it pretty while you're sitting out there and just enjoy the night, soaking in the pool. But you can make it as deep as you want, and you can make it as wide or as long as you want. The problem is that you have to be able to find a liner that will fit that. And so with him, we just wanted it to where he could cool down and play, and not deep enough to where we would have to worry about him. He could run and jump in it, whatever. So we just did one square bell all the way around, one level high is all. And then to keep the hay from puncturing whatever liner, then some people, they use cardboard and they put around it. And what we did is we just got a big tarp and we put the tarp over it. Then we got that big black plastic from Lowe's. It's on those
like
big
7 mil?
rolls. It's like thick, and
Yeah.
there's like a gazillion feet of it. I don't know how many feet really is on it.
It's
but
probably
it's a
7 mil
lot.
or 10 mil thick. Real thick.
It's pretty thick, and you just you roll it out the size that you want it, and then you just kind of tuck it under the square bales on the outside and just fill it up. And then to dump it, you know, if it gets all yucky and stuff, which you kids, you know, running grass all over them, jumping in and everything, it does. And so we dumped it like 3 times that year is all we had to dump it. And you just move one of the square bales out of the way and the liner will let the old water come out. But yeah, he had a ball with it. It was so worth the money, you know.
I think I'm gonna have to do that for Joy. She's gonna make me do that now.
Well, now, you know, you can make it deeper for like grown-ups, you know, to where it would come out to here. But what you have to do is, if you're gonna stack 2 hay bales tall, you have to put a 3rd layer on the outside to hold that from pushing out, you know, with the water weight. And so that's the only difference right there.
Yeah, just
but yeah, it's a fun way to just do a project real quick too. I mean, you know, just pick the hay bales up, stick them in place.
After a day in the sun, it would be warm enough to get into. I'll make one of those for her right up in front of the RV.
There you go. Oh yeah, you go camping somewhere, take you some hay bales with you. Come on, party at my camper. That would be fun.
Yeah, every dog in the neighborhood come drink out of your pool.
Hi, Smoky Mountain Man.
Hi.
Oh, hi, Ed Griffith.
Yeah, that would be fun. But yeah, it was fun to put together, and he enjoyed it. And
it was a safe way for, you know, a 6-7-year-old to go out and, you know, have a swimming area, you know. And it was big too.
Yes. Well, see, the thing is, he's way too big for the little kiddie pools, you know.
Yeah.
And he needed something that he could move around in. And he likes to wear a snorkel and his goggles. And you know, even though it wasn't deep, he'd still put them on. But he had plenty of room to swim around.
Yeah, because it was like you made it
and
really
the big pool,
large.
Even when the water was lower, it was too close with him standing, you know, on the bottom. It was too close to him.
His mouth.
Yeah, and so with us working outside and stuff, we didn't want to risk, you know, something happening.
How many bales high was it?
His was only just one.
One bale.
Yeah, we just did one.
But she made a really large pool out of it. She had a lot of bales.
It's about this deep, so a grown-up sitting in it, it would come, you know, about to here on them. So just something to sit and relax, put your arms back on. Just
What, 10 by 10?
It was, I think there was
3 bales by 2 bales?
No, it was big.
14 or 16 bales that I used. So yeah, it was plenty big enough to where he could lay down and move all around in it and stuff.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah, we made it big enough for him to play, and his cousin, which is 2 years older than him. You know, they both played in it and stuff.
I've already got the
cool
plastic,
down
so.
and you know, just be outside and enjoy some time out there without having to worry about him being in the big pool. But yeah, that was the whole point of it, was he's too big for the little kiddie pools, but not big enough to be in the big pool by himself. So that was our solution. I got a redneck swimming pool.
Thanks for joining us, Brenda. Hit that thumbs up, everyone. I forget to remind him sometimes. So, yeah, that's really creative to do that, you know, hay bale thing. I just remembered that from watching her video. It was like, what a fun thing to do, you know, for a kid. And on a farm, you know what I mean? Just so creative, you know? Take some hay bales.
Not like there was too far to go to get a bale of hay either. Yeah, that's the key. Where's the closest bale of hay? Huh?
Hey now, Donny.
Like, a bale of hay pool, but there's no bales of hay around here. Yeah, that works.
I did have to drive all the way to Lowe's for the plastic, which technically is 15 miles away from me. So.
Yeah. Well, I've already got that 10 mil plastic. I used it over the RV.
Well, there's so much on that roll that that was the majority of the cost, was the plastic. But there's so much on it, you'd get years of redoing the same size out of it, you know, changing it every year.
We used it to cover our RV when we had a leak.
Oh, yeah.
You can actually, honestly, to tell most people, if you're looking at storing something outside, that it's not covering it that is the best way to protect it. It is putting plastic under it, because it is the evaporation of the ground under the car, always consistently going up through the car, that causes more rust, more mold, and more problems than the water that gets on the car that quickly dries after the rain and the sun comes out. So if you're going to store your car on something, roll it onto a 10 mil plastic so that no water can build up under it and just continue to cause trouble.
Good information.
Now you know.
Now you know.
Well, thank you very much. A little known
The
fact.
more you know.
Smoky Mountain Man said, nice to see you. It's good to see you again.
Nice. Well, I can't see you, but hi. Thanks for being here.
Pennsylvania.
And thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I have no idea. I'm supposed to meet them down at the train, and I have no idea if they're done.
Yeah,
driving.
Well, they've been
only
gone
got
about
10
an
more
hour.
minutes.
I know.
We got
About
10 more minutes.
Oh, 10 more
Well, we
minutes.
can walk
well,
while we live stream though.
Well, they can. They'll probably just ride something or watch the magic show or something. The magic show's still going, right? After like it
You
goes
mean
before
the
train.
bubbles?
Well, there used to be a magician there. You know,
There's
with the
got-
little rocky.
Now it's gazillion
It's
bubble
bizarre.
thing. Is
a
Bubbles.
gazillion bubbles now.
Yeah.
Oh,
Boy,
that
things
is a
have
really
changed in a
cool
couple
show.
of years.
We recommend that show.
Ah.
Yeah, we got to see it the other day, and it was like, really, Bubbles entertaining? It snowed Bubbles.
Huh.
It was great.
Wow.
It was a great show.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't know that they had changed it. You know, I still, from years ago, when that one magician, he was here for a long time, wasn't he? Do you know which one I'm talking about?
Because we didn't get tickets, season passes until a few years ago.
Yeah.
When we moved here,
Oh.
because we lived down south, and
Oh.
stuff. So when we moved to Tennessee, that's when we got season
Oh,
passes.
see, I thought you all were like born and raised here.
No,
Oh, well, he was.
my
he
dad was
here
Navy,
for-
so I traveled all over.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I remember you saying that now.
Well, that's good.
But
Somebody thinks we're local. We're so. Well, I tell you, I just have to check my accent now. I got to be Tennessee up here where it look up in your nose.
bless his
Cause them
heart.
Kentucky people, you gotta be careful of them Kentucky people. They're not good as Tennessee.
Hey, we bleed blue. But
Yeah.
now there was a magician here, and he was here since I was a kid, and up until just a couple of years ago, he was still here. See, I didn't know that they changed it to a bubble thing because the last time we were here, he was still here.
Well,
and
I
he
think
did this show with this little Rocky. He was a little raccoon with a spring in him, and he'd usually shoot him out in the crowd and stuff when they first came out. And years ago, when I was a kid, I had to have one.
Well, I
after
think
seeing it.
in-
and I still have that raccoon still to this day.
I think in like 2020 and 2021, they started to change out, like not do the same like thing all the time,
Yeah.
and start adding new groups and start adding new shows and things like that,
Yeah, the big nasty changed everything.
And they were because some of the senior citizens that were affected by the 2020, harshly, where they couldn't get out in public as much or anything anymore. Some of them weren't able to come to the Smokies like they used to. So a lot of new people started coming, younger families and younger people and everything. So they started changing a lot of the things here at the park.
Now, in the theater over there, the Hearthstone Theater by the carousel and the train depot, do they still have Heart Song in there?
Yep.
Or do
Yeah.
They, oh, I love
But
that.
that's a
That is
Dolly
so
thing.
pretty,
That's
right?
like a Dolly
Yeah,
thing,
the
yeah.
film.
But usually when we come, it's usually, the last few years, since our son was born and stuff, they've had, every time we came, they've had like SpongeBob or something like that in there, some kind of
okay.
cartoon thing.
I think they
Right.
do
And I'm
change
like,
it out
I wanted
seasonally.
to see Heart Song.
They do change it out seasonally because I think sometimes they had the little train thing, right?
Real young
That
kid
little-
thing.
Yeah, there was a train one once
Yeah,
when we
it
came.
was
Yeah.
the little engine that could. They've had that show in there, but I think right now they have the Heart Song, which is Dolly's
Yeah,
little
and they have a
thing.
children's show in the morning, though, a different show.
Ah.
And Heart Songs in the afternoon.
Well, I tell you what, if you ever get to Dollywood and Heart Song is playing in the theater over by the carousel, you have got to go watch it. It is so good. It is so very good.
Thanks for
I still
joining
remember
us,
being
Lauren.
amazed the first time going in there and seeing it, because I mean we'd come here for years, and I had never been in there.
it showed-
we
it
just
showed
never
her
went
cabin.
in to see the shows. And then one time we went in there just to see what it was, and we were like, we've been missing this all these years. It was just so good.
Yeah.
I was just amazed.
We wish you were here too, Smoky Mountain Man. And I want to show. Ed Griffith said they outlawed the round bales of hay because the cow could not get a square meal. I want to show the back of the shirt. This shirt I'm wearing is a shout out. So I want to show the back of the shirt. Turn the camera. Turn the camera like that.
Sooner Girl.
Somebody can leave her link in the chat.
Sooner Girl travels. Sooner or later, you're going to get to know her and sign up to her channel. Sooner or later. And there I am.
She does. She's from Oklahoma, near Pryor.
Oklahoma.
She lives near Pryor, and she's a travel vlogger. So she does the Oklahoma area. She does Route 66.
She went to Arizona. Hey,
Keep it
if I
just
get my
in
hat in there,
It's to
Here,
point
take
that
the
it's
camera.
Not, I mean, he
You
gets
can only
me in a
complain
certain
so
area
much
that-
before you can just take the camera.
This area here, it's like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like, yeah, she does travel vlogs, Route 66. She's gone to the Grand Canyon and some of those West Coast national parks and stuff like that. She's been over to those areas. She goes to museums. She does a lot of vintage things and stuff like that. And she's a born again Christian. So if you want to follow somebody who who keeps the faith on her channel, she does keep the faith on her channel like we do. So yeah, and so does Kim. She keeps the faith on her channel.
I try to control things some. It's easy to get out of hand though. But yeah. Where are you at in Dollywood right now?
We are next to that little ride with the train, the fire. What's it called? Fire chaser ride.
Yeah.
And then over here is the Tennessee tornado. So
Real Tennessee hillbillies have different kinds of pets. They got snakes, raccoons, chipmunks, bears, coyotes, turtles, hawks, and eagles.
I don't
That's
know if you
Eddie
can hear that.
Stedman.
Let's say that again.
Eddie Stedman said that.
Okay, say that again. Eddie said
that the real Tennessee hillbilly has snakes, raccoons, bears, chipmunks, coyotes, turtles, and hawks for their pets.
so. That tells you what Eddie has in his yard.
Okay, Eddie. Yeah.
Yeah.
I got you on that.
Yeah, he has those in his yard.
We also have the snakes, which I'm terrified of. That's why I won't go up to the cabin until it starts getting cooler again. And my son, he finds a turtle in the yard somewhere just about every other day. And frogs. He keeps telling me he's going to bring me big old toads home. And we're going to cook them up and have frog legs. No.
Have you ever
Don't
seen
do
bears?
that. Huh?
Have you ever seen bears in your
I
area?
have not seen bears, but our neighbor was riding horses across the backside of our property, and he did come across a mama bear with a baby. So you do have to be careful. We do have mountain lions. Now, squirrels, we have actually just seen the very first squirrel on our property since we've lived there, and we've lived there over 12 years. We just never seen them before. We knew they were there, we just never seen them until then. But last week, I was down at the cows and I heard something up in one of the fruit trees, so I shined my zillion watt flashlight up on the peach tree, and then here comes a raccoon down. It was eating my peaches.
Oh.
And the first year that tree has ever actually produced really good. And and the other day I had a bunch of cucumbers from the garden that I didn't get canned up. I was supposed to be making pickles with them, and it didn't happen. So I cut them up and I tossed them out for the chickens. And so I just happened to turn a light on, and then there was a deer standing out there eating them. And then right after that, there was a big old fat ugly possum that was going over there. I said, well, better you be in the yard.
We love possums, don't we, Scott? Scott collects little stuffed possums, but they come to his yard and he feeds them and stuff. But you know, each possum eats 5,000 ticks, including disease ticks.
Yeah, our possums are not doing their job then.
They eat fleas.
Because we have tons of ticks.
And they eat venomous snakes.
Oh, really?
And rodents.
Well, you know what? Now, we do occasionally find a copperhead on our land, but usually it's some kind of like garden snake or a king snake. But our neighbors, which property is just a little creek and then their place, they have so many copperheads that their kids cannot go out there. They're constantly burning pits of them. They're constantly shooting them out there, everything to try to get rid of them. And they cannot get rid of them. There's so many copperheads. But we rarely see them on our land. But we find turtles all the time. And somebody told me that when you see tarpon, is it tarpon turtles? Something like that? Tarpon, something like that, turtles on your land, that they actually go after the poisonous snakes. That if you see one, chances are there's a poisonous snake around that it's tracking.
Wow.
And so we do find turtles all the time, and so maybe they're eating them, maybe the possums are, I don't know. But and then the king snakes, you know, they will of course eat poisonous snakes too. So if you have a possum, count your blessings, just leave them, it went away. Let's see. Count your blessings, just leave them, they won't do any damage. They also help keep raccoons away.
Well, you know, for homesteaders and farmers, they do have to watch their chickens from the possums. But
yeah.
But sometimes the possums get blamed for it, and it's actually raccoons.
Raccoons, yeah, they'll tear your ductwork and everything
really go after your chickens. Hi, Doreen. You know, so yeah, the possums sometimes I think get a bad break when it's a raccoon.
Yeah.
You know, doing the damage.
Yeah, well, we've had them all. We've had a whole family of raccoon at our house, and we had to catch them and take them somewhere else.
Yeah. So we've had our hour.
I love having possums around.
Mm-hmm. I just was getting to see
I
what
find them
Doreen had
creepy
to
and
say about
scary,
Bill's
and their
eye.
big sharp teeth and claws.
Because they do so much good, though. Yeah, and even I've talked to
Snakes
park rangers, and they tell me how much good they are for the environment. We really need them, you know, for the ticks and everything else, because they do eat the deer ticks, and the deer ticks are what cause us to get, you know, sick, to people to get sick. Yeah, Lyme disease and other tick diseases are what is on deers and stuff. So, yeah. Hi, A to Z. Miniature cooking. So everyone hit that thumbs up. We're gonna say goodnight as soon as Donnie's done on his phone. We want to thank Kim for joining us here tonight. And
my pleasure.
A to Z just came
they've
in.
left her link in the chat if you haven't connected with her, and I'll put her link underneath the live stream when I get a chance. So if you click back underneath there, you can connect with her if you haven't. And so Donnie's on his phone, so he's going to help me
I'm
say
just
goodnight here.
texting the last few people.
Okay, so thank you all for
Miniature
joining
cooking
us.
just came in. Thank you.
Here, get
along
in
with
here.
Shannon.
Ready? Okay, so thank you all for joining us.
Bye.
We want to say we love you, but Jesus loves you more.
Amen.
Hello
Okay.
See you from Tennessee.
Tennessee. We were singing the Rocky Top song on the way up here, and Smoky Mountain Rain, because we were showing
Yeah.
little, he said, "Are we in the Smoky Mountains yet?" And we're like, "Oh, we've been here." And so we were trying to show him, we said, "See up there how big the mountains are, and you see how there's this fog around it, how it looks blue?" And he said, "Yeah." And we said, "Well, that's why they call them the Smoky Mountains, because they look like they're, all
The
smoky."
clouds look smoky,
Yeah,
yeah.
like they're up in the clouds. And he said, "Oh," he said, "I didn't know that." And so I said, "There's a song about the Smoky Mountains." And he said, "What's that?" And so I started singing it to him. And then I just happened to have a Ronnie Millsap CD in my car, and I didn't even know it was there, but I was flipping through them, and I'm like, right there it is. So I played it for him, and he says, "That's a good song." So yes, it is. But yeah, Tennessee, baby, Tennessee. Good place to visit and
Yeah.
live, I guess.
Yeah, we love it here. All right, good night.
Bye.